Good morning and welcome to another episode of Saturday Morning Makes. It's been a little bit since I've gotten to film with the holidays and everything, but I wanted to jump on and just show you a little mini haul and a few things that I've made. Some of these are leftover from after Christmas. I just was in the spirit still, so I made some Christmassy, wintry kind of cards. So I've got some leftovers, and I guess what I'll do is I'll set these aside for next season so that I can have a head start. Honestly, you cannot get started too soon for your Christmas cards, so why not? Whenever I'm in the mood, I go ahead and I just do what hits me, um, so I'll start with this card. This is, of course, this is that Diana Markham stamp. I have a whole bunch of her stamps, and I'm hoping to get some more. Um, and I just love all her stamps. And so this particular stamp I've got right here. Oh no, that's not the right one. Well, it's here somewhere. I've got a whole bunch of stuff everywhere. But this is that Diana Markham packet. She's got a whole bunch of gingerbread stamps. And what I did with this one was I watercolored it with Distress inks, with Tim Holtz Distress inks. And then I splattered it with some white paint. Um, I stamped the back of this with just some little scripty words. And then when I was done, I went ahead and splattered it with some metallic colored paint. This is one of my favorite techniques. I love watercolor. Watercolor is actually one of my most favorite things to do. And I actually really enjoy watercoloring with those Distress inks. What I'd like to do is do a process video, so I'm going to kind of work up my nerve to do that and just show y'all how I do it with the Distress inks. I just feel like with the inks I have a little more control. So yeah, one day I'll show you that process. It's really fun. So on the inside of this I have, so here's one side. This is just like a die cut that I found on Amazon. And then what I did, instead of splattering this, which I could have done, I just went ahead and used, I'll show you. It's a Tim Holtz stamp, and it's this guy right here. And I just real lightly stamped it, just like pieces of it, like an edge of it with the tea dye ink, and just, stamp that all over the page to kind of get that splattery effect. So that's what I used on that. And this little heart, it's also a Diana Markham stamp. And sorry about that, y'all. And it's from the Peppermint Pie one, and it's this little heart right here. I used that. So that's the inside of that side of the card. And same technique over here. I did that background again with that Tim Holtz stamp, and what I did was I created a pocket, and inside of the card I just put this in there. So I thought that would be cute, so they can have a little recipe there that they can add in their cookbook or just keep inside the card or put in their kitchen or something like that. So that's this card right here. I love that one. And and the inside of the card says Warm Wishes, and that stamp is from this pack. I forget the name of this. I got this from Simon Says Stamp. I forget what the brand is. But you can see there's little girls and boys gathering wood. Sorry about that glare. I apologize. And I just love this little stamp set too. I've used it before. I think I've showed it to you before. But anyway, that's where I got the sentiment, the Warm Wishes. My next project is I made a bookmark. And again, this is that Diana Markham stamp. And again, I colored her up with the Distress ink, the watercolor. I used it as a watercolor. So that's that one right there. I love this. And this is the back of it. And I did that splatter with the metallic ink. And I've got one of those LOTV Digishop tags there. And some ribbon, a little sparkle ribbon, gingham. I love this one. But yeah, I just love that distress ink and watercoloring with it. Just adds a really nice shading. I don't know if you can see the gingerbread and the shading there. I just love it. And that stamp is from this right here. That's this guy right here. The Diana Markham. Sorry, gosh, that's a glare, isn't it? So that's one thing I did. And another one is this. So this is just a die cut, just a plain old star die cut. I cut him out, put like a little cereal box or whatever kind of cardboard I've got. And again, that's another Diana Markham stamp. That's from that stamp set. And I colored it up with a distress ink and used it as a watercolor medium. Put a little doily, that's a paper doily, but there. And kind of glued her down. And I put some glitter dust. The glitter dust spray in a can from Amazon. And it came out real splotchy. I don't know if you can see that. It did. I think the can was kind of clogged. But I still like it. You see it there? It's kind of splotchy, but I still think it's really cute. So you can hang this on the wall or use it as an ornament. I just think that's adorable. Again, I just love the shading that you get with that distress ink and the watercolor. So that's another thing I did there. And again, same kind of method here. I used that watercolor with the distress inks. And this is also, again, from the Diana Markham collection. That's this stamp here. I don't know if you can see that real good. This was so fun to color. Oh my goodness. So yeah, I just painted away on that guy. Again, I used that script in the background and tea-dye ink around here and vintage photo ink around here. And then just did some splattering of water as well as some splattering of that metallic ink, or watercolor rather. I don't know if you can see the metallic piece of it. But this is one of my favorites. There's just so much to color here and see here. I love that. And this is the inside of the card. It says Warm Winter Wishes. And these hearts are also Diana Markham hearts. It's in one of the little sets that she has. Now this sentiment, I got this sentiment from here. This is Creative Expressions. And that's that sentiment right there. The Warm Winter Wishes. I like the way it looked with this. So that's that card. That's there. Okay. I also am starting on my Easter stuff. I know that sounds crazy. But I just got a hare. So here we go. Here's a hare. I downloaded a bunch of stuff from Etsy. I found some Easter things, some pretty rabbits. And this, I think, is called French Rabbits. Or French Collection or something like that. This is one of my tag dies. And what I did was I inked it up. And I've also got some script on there that you can see from stamps that I put on there with that tea-dye ink. And this particular stamp right here, this is from Altenew. I forget exactly which one it is. But I just lightly stamped that with some tea-dye ink as well. And just, you get this nice background. And these pieces I just kind of cut up from, I think I have a Stamperia paper pack. Kind of tore them up and inked them. Cut out the roses and layered all that up together. And this tag, this is a LOTV DigiShop tag. It's the empty, it's one of the, you get the package of the Christmas ones. It's the actual stamps. And there's an empty one in there. So that empty one, I used it and had a stamp that said Happy Easter, and I just put that in that empty one. So that's what that is. Now this key, see this little key here? What I did was I ordered a whole bunch of molds. I got a bunch of molds from Amazon, and I got some air dry clay, and I went ahead ahead and let them, you kind of need to let them dry for like a day or two if you really want a good solid image. I made the mistake of waiting to pull it up the morning after, and it was still wet, and it just didn't make the right print, the right image. So you do need to kind of plan ahead for your projects, and just what I would do is just fill them up, let them sit for a couple, 3 days, and then pull them, and then you've just got embellishments for whenever you want to use them. So I've got more molds other than this one, but this is the one I use for that. And what I did was I painted it with this. This is the Ranger Liquid Pearls. And then put some silver stickles on it. And then that gives you this look here. So you got a little key here. And I got a little jewel there too. So this is my first little Easter type goodie. I think I might send that to my grandmother. She'll like it. And this is the back of it. So that's another thing I did. Then I made another Easter card using the Tim Holtz. I saw it at Joann's, and I just grabbed it. I didn't have him yet, so I wanted him. This is that bunny rabbit with the glasses and the bow and the hippity hop. Happy Easter. So yeah, it also, that same stamp set comes with this. So this is a stencil. You get 2 little sections there, and as you can see, this is that stencil I used right here. So that's the stencil that I put with, I think this was a distress ink, the light blue color that, I can't remember the name of it, but that's a stencil, and I just layered up some paper there. This die cut is from Impression Obsession. I think it's one of the Anna White ones. I forget what it's called, but that's where this die cut came from. And this particular sentiment came from this stamp set. And I got this from Simon Says Stamp. That's where I got it. And I also used some images on this stamp set to do stuff on the inside too. So there's one of the images from that stamp set. And here's another one. And so this is the inside of the card. I don't know if you can see it. We need to pan out, but yeah. And I just thought he was too adorable. Now these glasses, what I did is I stamped them, I cut them out, and then of course I used like a little scalpel here to cut out the center. And then I put those the glossy accents on it, so you see how it shines? Yeah, he's pretty handsome, I think. So that's another Easter thing I did. And then, I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I don't know if I'm going to make it like into home decor or a card or what. But this is one of those Brutus Monroe shaker pouches. I think I showed y'all once before. And I found these images, these old vintage images on Etsy, Easter images. And I just love them. So, he's adorable. There's a lot of glare there, sorry. But yeah, there's some pink glitter in there and some iridescent glitter. And I put like a little bit of ribbon down here, some yellow ribbon, or trim, rather. And this is a paper doily. And yeah, I don't know if I'm going to make a card or what. Probably one of my next videos, I'll show you what I did with it. I kind of want to make it into some decor, something that I would put up for the springtime, you know. So we'll see. We'll kind of see where we go with that. I wanted to show you a little mini haul. I went to Goodwill, and I found some cute little stamps for really inexpensive that you can use for tags. I didn't make any tags with these, but I just wanted to show you the stamps. This doesn't have any kind of information on it, so I don't know where it came from. But this is beautiful. Look at that. Talk about, you know, making all kind of quick, easy little Christmas tags for next year. Oh, wait, there, I'm sorry. Look, it says Stampin' Up right there. So, yeah, this is an old Stampin' Up one. I love that. And here's another one. Again, this is from Stampin' Up as well. And look at that. It's adorable, the little rabbit and the little creatures there. Precious. And then one more I found for the tags anyway. It's another one, and this came from Petaluma. Yeah. I just found this at Goodwill. Super inexpensive. I love it when you can find things there. And then one more little teeny tiny stamp. This is from Stampin' Up! As well. Look at that tiny little stocking. Is that just too precious or what? Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you liked what I made, and I hope to talk to y'all soon. Okay. Bye-bye.